Good day everyone, my name is Lorna Lion from BS Ed Math 1 and now I'll be discussing the social learning theory. What is social learning theory? So, it is imitation is the sincerest form of flattery. So, the individuals imitate behaviors they observe in others, especially if they perceive those behaviors to be successful. Social learning theory is the basis of movement against violence in media and video games. Grow out of cognitivism. So, the social learning theory was developed as a response which focused on the mental process involved in learning. It built upon the idea that learning is not limited to individual experiences, but also occurs through social interactions and observations of others. For example, a child learning how to ride a bike by observing their older siblings' actions and techniques. So let's move on. The learning from models. First, we have attend to pertinent clues. In this step, the individuals pay attention to the relevant aspects of the model's behavior. For example, a child observing a parent assembling a piece of furniture. The child pay attention to how the parent uses tools, follows instructions, and complete the task. Next, we have code for memory, store a visual image. After observing the behavior, individuals mentally code the information to create a mental representation or visual image of the behavior. For example, the child mentally codes the informations by creating a visual image of the parent's actions. The child visualizes the steps involved in assembling the furniture, such as turning screw, hammering nails, and fitting parts together. Next, we have retain and memory. So, the information is stored in memory for later recall. This step involves retaining the observed behavior in memory for a certain period. So, for example, the child retains the visual image of the parent assembling the furniture in their memory. Next, we have accurately reproduce the observed activity. In this step, individuals reproduce the observed behavior by imitating the actions of the model. This step involves replicating the behavior in a way that closely resembles the model's actions. An example of this step could be the child tries to replicate the parent's actions by assembling another piece of furniture. The child follows the visual image stored in memory and imitates the parent's movement to complete the task. And lastly, we have the possess sufficient motivations to apply new learning. So, in this step, individuals must have the desire and motivation to apply the new learning acquired from the model. An example for this, it could be if the child successfully assembles the furniture and receives praise from the parent or a sense of accomplishment, they are motivated to apply the new learning in the future task. The positive support serves as motivations to continue learning and apply new skills. So let's move on. This research indicates that several factors influence the strength of learning from models. How much power the model seems to have. Second, we have how capable the model seems to be, and how nurturing, caring the model seems to be. How similar the learner perceives self and model. How many models the learner observes. So, research suggests that the strength of learning from models in social learning theory is influenced by factors such as perceived power and capability of the model and nurturing behavior exhibited by the model. The perceived similarity between the learner and the model and the number of the models observed. Next, we have the four interrelated process, establish and strength identifications with the model. First, we have children want to be like the model. So, the child are motivated to emulate behaviors of models they admire or aspire to be like. Children believe they are like the model. So, the children are more likely to identify with a model if they believe they share similarities with them. Children experience emotions like those the model is feeling. So when the child observes a model experiencing certain emotions, they may empathize those emotions, which can enhance their identifications with the model and influence the learning and behavior imitation. Children act like the model. This process involves children imitating the behaviors and actions by the model they are observing. By imitating the behaviors of the model, children not only reinforce their identification with the model, but also learn through observation and imitation. Next, we have the social learning theory. So, through identification, children come to believe they have the same characteristics as the model. When they identify with a nurturing and competent model, children feel pleased and proud. When they identify with an inadequate model, children feel unhappy and insecure. For example, if a child observes their parent engaging in aggressive or abusive behavior, they may internalize those negative traits that and exhibit similar behavior themselves, leading to feelings of unhappiness and insecurity. Let's move on. Social learning theory in the classroom. In the classroom, social learning theory can be applied through collaborative learning and group work. Students work together in grouping, learning from their peers and observing different perspectives, modeling responses and expectations. Teacher serves as model, by demonstrating desire, behaviors, and setting clear expectations for students to imitate. Opportunities to observe experts in action. Students have the chance to observe experts or professionals learning from their real world experiences and expertise. Next, we have the critique of social learning theory. It does not take into account individuality, context, and experience as mediating factors. This means that the theory overlooked the unique characteristics, backgrounds, and personal experience that individuals bring to the learning process. For example, the two students may observe the same model, but their interpretation and understanding of the observed behavior may differ based on their individual perspective and prior knowledge. Suggests students learn based as passive receivers of sensory stimuli, as opposed to being active learners. For example, a student who actively participates in discussions, asks questions, and applies knowledge to real life situation is more likely to have a deeper understanding and retention of the material compared to a student who simply observes and imitates. Emotions and motivation are not considered important or connected to learning. For example, a student who is motivated, engaged, and emotionally invested in a topic is more likely to be actively involved in the learning process and retain information effectively compared to a student who lack lack of motivation and emotional connection. That's all for my discussion about the social learning theory. Once again, good day everyone.